The Trump University scandal is exploding. Donald Trump's Trump University is being prosecuted for essentially being a scam, right? Trump has been railing against the judge in the case, Alfonso Curiel, on the basis that the judge's parents were Mexican immigrants. So that way, the judge is biased against Trump. Replace Mexican with black or Jewish or a woman, and you'd have a drastically different reaction, I contend. But here's the latest. Not only does Trump University appear to be a scam, and I'll play an interview with a former Trump University student in a bit, it's looking more and more like total corruption. Trump may have used political contributions to essentially buy his way out of trouble for Trump University. In New York, the prosecution is going forward, and their Attorney General Eric Schneiderman is the guy who's decided to move forward with the trial, or with the prosecution, rather. A judge has decided to move forward with the trial. And Donald Trump often defends Trump University by saying, hey, Eric Schneiderman is biased. There are plenty of other attorneys general in other states who looked at the case and they decided there was nothing to prosecute. Well, that's true, Lewis, but it's often a little more complex than Trump wants you to believe, because the Associated Press looked into two of those examples and it doesn't look good in Texas and in Florida. Let's start with Texas. Greg Abbott, now the state's governor, the former attorney general, reportedly started looking into Trump University, as Donald Trump admits, and possibly deceptive trade practices. And all of a sudden, you had that probe quietly dropped in 2010 when Trump University agreed to end operations in Texas. Well, it must have been because Greg Abbott determined there was no wrongdoing, right? Well, maybe, but Trump immediately after that decision was made donated $35,000 to Greg Abbott's eventually successful gubernatorial campaign. Okay, Lewis, it's the suggestion of impropriety, but it's nothing definitive. Fair enough. Well, what about Florida? In Florida, the AP reported that Attorney General Pam Bondi also considered joining Eric Schneiderman in a multi-state lawsuit against Trump University, but eventually decided against it. And by the way, there was a $250,000 contribution to a political fundraising committee supporting Pam Bondi's reelection campaign. Not proof, Lewis, but it doesn't look good.
No. And why exactly would Trump have any interest in the campaign of Abbott or what's going on in Florida?
Well, the Florida one, he has many businesses in Florida.
That makes a bit more sense.
Yeah, I don't
But Texas, Abbott, not so much.
But why would you give a donation to somebody who's investigating you is the question.
Yes. And I'm starting to think that these investigations were started just so that there could be a generous donation.
Oh, so you're going even further. The corruption is that you're agreeing with Trump the investigations were politically motivated in the sense that they were meant to get political contributions from him. You're going even darker and deeper than I'm going here.
Yeah, and while there definitely was merit to these investigations, it wouldn't surprise me if there was this this other motive. Why not?
This has all the makings of total gutter scum corruption, or as Trump would put it, this is the cost of doing business. The system is corrupt, and he's just doing what we can to work within that system.
That's actually true. That's 100% true. The system is corrupt, and everything that happened here was maybe legal.
I've talked about how people of all ages, but particularly millennials, are owning cars less and participating more in the sharing economy. And one of the more popular options is Zipcar, which gets you a car when you want it, when you need it. They offer all sorts of cars, SUVs, hybrids, whatever you need. It includes insurance and it includes gas. You just pay for the time that you actually use the car. And you can reserve the car online from your smartphone over the phone. Then you unlock it with your Zip card. Each car share member reduces their personal CO2 emissions by between 1,100 and 1,600 pounds per year. For our audience, Zipcar is offering $25 of free driving credit if you sign up at joinzipcar.com/David. Support our show, reduce your carbon emissions and your spending on cars. Sign up at joinzipcar.com/David.